the killer. That's what creates the violent fighter. That's what is the violent criminal. And that's what I mean when I talk about true martial arts, opposed to just fighting and competition fighting, street fighting, cage fighting, whatever. Is the heart within the person makes the difference. If you have compassion, if you have care, if you have love, you will be able to express effective fighting techniques in an artful way, in a peaceful way. But if you're cold-blooded, you're cold-hearted, you have no love, no compassion, no care for anybody around you, you could be very talented in fighting, but you end up becoming just a violent person, a skilled violent person. And that, to me, has nothing to do with art. That is something where I feel is not good for society. And I think a lot could be learned from this hitman. Those who watch these competition fighters who fight out of anger and just are just animals, are just waiting to be unleashed from, so they could just nearly kill somebody else until the ref stops them. Just basically like a wild animal, wild dog. And people who really cheer and admire this person, I think these people should step back and think to themselves why they're cheering and why they're admiring this person. What is there to admire? It's not too different than admiring this hitman. If you're admiring and you want to emulate a hardcore criminal, then that could very easily lead you in the path of becoming the same. These people who get good at something, you could learn from their talent, their dedication, their discipline, and their perfection of whatever craft they practice. But you must be able to see that not their entire being is something that should be emulated or admired. A person can be good in fighting, but that doesn't mean that you should emulate the entire being of that person. And the person, like this contract killer, was good at killing. There's still a lot that you can learn from this person, but it doesn't mean that you should emulate and follow in the path of this person. So I just bring up this documentary because I feel that it is very relevant to competition fighting. Okay, I see a lot of relevance with martial arts movies, action movies, and movies involving gangs and mobs, mafia, police movies. You see the different levels of how this type of fighting becomes projected from no weapons, unarmed, to weapons, and then to different people that have these weapons, the different mental states. Alright, if you watch this and see how the difference between two human beings, and they could be both skilled, both talented, and then what really sets them apart is their inner heart. If the person has a good heart, then he will express that skill, that talent in the right ways. But if he doesn't have a good heart, then that skill and talent pretty much he would have been better off not even possessing that skill or talent at all. So another thing that I want to bring up, just back to the whole bullying thing. You see that this hitman was bullied by his parents. If his parents didn't bully him, he could have really been raised to be somebody completely different than what he became. So when you have power, when you have skill, some type of authority over somebody or whatever, say you get good at martial arts and then you bully people, then those people that you bully can project that negative energy in very horrible ways, and that was because of you. And you have the power to change that. So if you have power and you don't bully other people and you protect those that are bullied, now you are spreading more goodness in the society. And it doesn't just pertain to martial arts, but it's just everything in life in general. You will see that in certain times, you're going to be in a position of decisions that you make where you could protect the weak, or you could further suppress and oppress the weak. So you should have that strength within yourself to make the right decision in order to spread more goodness in this world.